Today on The Good Stuff, Owen Reeves takes us on a trip to St. John's and beyond with the best coastal getaways across Canada. Plus, pack your appetite. We're taking a delicious tour of Vancouver's hottest food spots. It's all coming up right now on The Good Stuff.
To the show. So one of my favorite things about this job is we get so many awesome emails, letters, and DMs from so many of you asking for different tips and tricks in the kitchen. And we got this great email from Tanya in Hamilton recently. It says, "Hey there, I've been trying to perfect a pavlova for way too long. A lot of recipes I see use castor sugar, which is either way too expensive or near impossible to find. These same recipes also say not to use icing sugar as it has cornstarch in it, apparently. But whenever I use regular icing sugar, it just messes up the whole pavlova because it can't melt properly into the meringue. So it doesn't really cook up and it's kind of grainy when it's done. She's asking for help, please. Sincerely, a pavlova lover living in Canada." Well, Tanya, I too am a pavlova lover living in Canada, and I am here to help. I love a pavlova. Has anybody in the audience had a pavlova before? Yeah, we got a few. I'm about to convert you all. You're gonna love a pavlova. So a pavlova is actually a dessert. It was invented in around the 1920s, either in New Zealand or Australia. There's a bit of contention there. And it's named after a Russian ballerina. Her name was Anna Pavlova. And essentially this dessert is a light and crisp meringue that's nice and marshmallowy on the inside, topped with whipped cream and fruit. It's a light, delicious, very delicate, very like ballerina-like dessert. And it is super, super wonderful. It's a perfect summer dessert. So essentially, when you are making a pavlova, that meringue kind of situation, what you're really trying to do is cook bubbles. That's like all you're gonna do. So essentially, you got your bubbles, one bubble. Okay, so that's a good bubble, oh my gosh. So essentially all of these bubbles are what the meringue is. The outside of the bubble is essentially just egg white and sugar that you've mixed together in a specific way to give it structure. It's holding on to air, and then you're just gonna bake it up, and it should be crispy on the outside, not weepy, hopefully no cracks, and a little bit marshmallowy on the inside. So I'm gonna give you, final bubble popped, that was a thrill. I love a bubble. Honestly, am I making this just so I could blow bubbles on TV? Yes. But that's okay. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna talk about is answer Tanya's question about sugar. So a lot of recipes do call for castor sugar, but castor sugar is literally just further kind of milled white sugar, white granulated sugar. So I actually like using regular granulated sugar. If you wanna make your own castor sugar, all you need to do is put this in a food processor and blend it up a little bit. I always just stick with regular old granulated sugar. I need a half a cup of that. And now into there, essentially that icing or that sugar kind of melts into those egg whites, giving it a little bit more structure and hold. It's kind of like the support beams of that meringue. So I've got that half a cup of regular granulated sugar in here. And now I'm gonna say all of those people lying that you shouldn't use cornstarch, they're wrong. Cornstarch actually really helps a meringue. So I'm gonna add in half a teaspoon of cornstarch, because essentially what that cornstarch does is it helps the texture of the meringue stay really nice and kind of marshmallowy on the inside because it is a starch. And starch likes to absorb water. So as opposed to letting all that water cook off and almost dehydrate the meringue, making it crunchy, it keeps it marshmallowy on the inside. Now it also helps it so that it doesn't get weepy, because we don't want that at all, because that's never a good thing. But essentially, it just makes it so it's gonna hold together beautifully. So I've got that sugar and that cornstarch mixed together. That is looking perfect. You didn't even have to buy anything special, so we're off to a good start. So now I'm gonna move on to the eggs, the egg whites, which are the main kind of component of any sort of meringue. The first thing you need to know when you are whipping up egg whites is you need to work with very, very clean instruments. So I've got a glass bowl here. Never use a plastic bowl. Metal's good, ceramic's good, glass is good, copper if you're fancy, but who has time for that? So I'm just gonna show you what I like to do to clean it out. I get a clean piece of paper towel, a little bit of white vinegar, just a touch, and I'm just gonna wipe that bowl out. That's gonna ensure that any residual fat from the dishwasher that maybe didn't get off there is all out of that bowl. Essentially, egg whites do not want to blow up and puff up if there's any fat in them. So you wanna ensure that you are working with clean instruments. So again, feels very much like a doctor or a surgeon. I don't know what type of surgery I'm doing, but it's gonna be delicious. All right. Now into that nice clean bowl, I'm gonna add in 2 egg whites. Now this is tricky because you do not want any of that yolk in here. You just want the whites. An egg yolk has a good amount of fat in it, so we don't want to use that because again, it's going to stop those egg whites from kind of ballooning up. So I'm gonna add that first one right on into the bowl. And egg whites are 90% water. The other 10% is the thing that we are actually looking to work with to make this meringue up. So anytime I'm separating my eggs, I like to do it into a separate bowl just to make sure that I don't get any of that yolk in there. If you do break that yolk and it goes in, you're gonna make scrambled eggs, which is a delicious treat, but not pavlova. So add that on in. I'm gonna add in the tiniest little bit of salt. That's not gonna make it salty. It's just gonna encourage those egg whites to just relax and chill. The other thing we're gonna do to relax them is add in our hand mixer. I like to do this with a hand mixer. And you wanna beat them up until they get nice and foamy. This agitation starts that process, getting them real relaxed, and it starts those bubbles kind of being blown. So as soon as this starts looking foamy, and it's not kind of like clinging together, where are we? Takes a little bit of time, but it's easy breezy. Just keep whipping. You know when you do something at home and you're like, man, this takes 30 seconds, and then you do it on TV and you're like, 30 seconds is a long time. All right, that's looking perfect. You want those bubbles started, that's looking great. So now we're really slowly gonna start scattering in that sugar and cornstarch mixture. With that mixer running, just slowly start adding it. And that sugar is gonna almost melt into those egg whites and help form the structure around those bubbles. Again, it gives it the kind of like the drywall effect. It's holding all of that albumin, all that protein into a nice bubble structure. You don't wanna dump it all in at once because that's gonna burst all those bubbles and it's not gonna dissolve properly. Feel like I should have done some push-ups this morning. All right. The thing about a pavlova is it's such a simple dessert. It's so tasty and wonderful. You can see already we're getting a little bit glossy with that meringue. If you wanted to, again, you could do this in a stand mixer if you wanted to do a bigger batch, but honestly, 2 egg whites makes enough for 4 people, which is perfect. All right, keep that going. We're almost there. Is this thrilling to anyone but me? I don't know, but I find it thrilling. All right, get that whipped in. And this is the point where we want this to reach a stiff peak. So we are actually almost there. You do not want to over whip your meringue. If you over whip it, essentially what happens is that protein gets a little bit too tight. It's like you did a little bit too much of a workout and it's gonna squeeze all of that air out. You don't want that because then you end up with a soupy, gross mess. All right, this is looking absolutely beautiful. So I'm just gonna turn that off. And right now we've still got a little bit of a soft peak, but I'd rather you under whip your meringue than over whip it. If you over whip it, it gets weepy and it turns into kind of weird like water goo, and we don't want that. Now this makes enough for 4 separate meringues. So I'm just gonna divide this onto a parchment lined sheet pan. And that is, oh my gosh, it looks so good. If I torched this up right now, I would take this a little bit further to a little bit stiffer of a peak, but right now, these are gonna be, I can tell you, marshmallowy and so delicious. At this point, you could have added in any sort of flavoring if you wanted to. A little bit of vanilla extract, a little bit of almond extract would be beautiful. But even just as is, it kind of just tastes like a marshmallow. Now, to bake these off, all you need to do is pop them into a 250-degree oven for 1 hour. Essentially, what you're doing is dehydrating that meringue. The inside is gonna be beautiful, but do not open the door. That's the other last rule of meringues. No peeking, all right? So to stop me from peeking, we are gonna take a quick break, but when we come back, I'm gonna finish those off and make a delicious fruit compote for the top.
Tomorrow, we're dishing out everything you need to win the summer potluck. From bold starters to crowd-pleasing mains and a dessert that's almost too pretty to eat, Shahir Masood, Andrea Bucket, and Vijaya Selvaraju are bringing serious party power to the kitchen. And Mary's got a summer classic that might just steal the whole spread. The Good Stuff is all new tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited today because we are making one of my all-time favorite desserts, and that is a pavlova. Now, Tanya wrote to us for help making a delicious pavlova because she has had trouble finding a recipe that either doesn't call for expensive caster sugar or doesn't end up weird because you used icing sugar. So before the break, we made that delicious meringue with egg whites, sugar. You can add a little bit of vanilla and some salt. That's all you need to make that beautiful pavlova base. But the topping of pavlova is the part where you really get to have fun. You can put whatever you want on top. You can do fresh peaches, you could stew fruit down, you could do like a mulled wine fruit for Christmas time. I'm gonna write that one down. That's a Mary Berg idea that just came to me. But today, because it is beautiful out and it is strawberry and rhubarb season, we're gonna do a delicious strawberry rhubarb compote. Cook it down, it's gonna be sweet and wonderful. So I've got about a cup of sliced strawberries here, and I'm also adding a cup of sliced rhubarb. Now, the leaves, don't eat them, they're poison. The stalks, not poison, delicious. So get rid of those leaves, do not eat those, but the stalks are really lovely. If you are growing rhubarb yourself, oftentimes it's more on the green side. It's still super tasty and will cook down beautifully. But I'm gonna add those strawberries and rhubarb into a little pot I've got over here, because essentially I wanna make this almost into like a jammy kind of compote situation. So into there, I need to add in a little bit of sugar, because sugar helps kind of break down the fruit, pull out a little bit of pectin so it gets a bit jammy, but keeps it nice and saucy at the same time. So I'm gonna add in a quarter cup of, again, that plain white granulated sugar. If you had blitzed this down into caster sugar in your food processor, you can use that here as well. But into there, essentially, I don't need to add anything if I don't want to. This will cook down over medium-low heat for about 15 minutes until it's nice and jammy. But I feel like Tanya feels fun, so I'm gonna add in some wine, because why not? Now, I wouldn't do the wine if I was eating this for breakfast, but 2 tablespoons of wine just gives a little bit of a perfumey note. Just whatever you've got hanging around in your fridge. That's gonna help cook down those berries, give it a little bit more of a punch, give it a little bit of a grown-up taste. And I feel like Anna Pavlova would like a white wine, a little Pinot Gris every once in a while. All right, let that cook down again for about 15 minutes until it's nice and jammy. But now I'm gonna go get those pavlova. So remember, I said they needed to go into the oven for an hour at 250. After that hour's up, turn the oven off, still don't open it, and let it cool down. You want those meringues to actually cool completely in the oven. That'll stop them from breaking. It'll also stop them from weeping, and you will end up with little guys that look like this. Like crispy, just the slightest bit of golden color. Now, I've also got some of that compote in the fridge that I made earlier, cooked down beautifully. It looks so good. It is like springtime pink, and I'm very excited about it. So to assemble these babies, just pop them. Oh my gosh, they're lighter than air. When you pick up a meringue, you understand why this is named after a ballerina. Though, well, ballerinas, hard workers, let me tell you. All right, I'm gonna add those onto a plate. Again, if you did a big pavlova, it would cook for a little bit longer, but these are absolutely perfect. Onto there, I'm gonna add on some sweetened whipped cream. I add the slightest amount of sugar into my whipped cream because I don't want it overly sweet. Just pop a little bit of that right on top. Oh my gosh, I'm very excited about this. You can tell which one I'm eating. It's the one with the most whipped cream. I like to do a little bit of a divot in the center as well. If your pavlova or your meringues do crack, that's just more room for whipped cream. So like, don't complain, just put whipped cream on it. All right, that's looking delicious. We've got some of that delicious compote looking, again, like springtime. I'm gonna add that right on top as well. Just spoon that over. Does that not look like the most delicious dessert you have ever seen? We've got that crisp from the outside of the meringue, a marshmallowy inside, that creamy whipped cream on top, that tart and sweet jam. And then for a little bit of crunch, which is a texture I would argue we don't have, just some toasted little almonds right on top. I can tell you, when you get a camera operator to go, you got a good recipe. My favorite thing also about individual pavlovas, hand pavlova. Tanya, thank you so much for your question. I hope you got some good tips today. I'm gonna dig into this little baby. We'll see you in a bit. Okay. Here with some great Canadian beauty finds is Shobana Lakavalli. Hey, Shobana, how's it going?
Hi. I'm so happy it's spring.
I know, it is spring. We are feeling it. And I'm really excited because today you are showing us a bunch of Canadian products, which is fantastic.
We have so many incredible brands on our side of the border.
Yeah.
And these all are Canadian founded, but also Canadian made.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so that means that some or all of the product was made in Canada, which means you're also supporting other industries like manufacturing, packaging, ingredient sourcing. So it makes it easy for you to shop Canadian.
I love that. Now, the thing that I love, Shobana, I think this is an area that can be a little bit tricky. We're talking about the world of like hair and beauty and finding that in Canadian-made products. So we're gonna walk through this. What are we starting with?
Okay, this is out of Montreal. This is called Design Me Hair.
Okay.
And this is a fantastic hair care line because it's vegan, it's cruelty-free, no parabens, no gluten, so it's really ingredient focused.
Okay.
But it makes hair care easy.
Okay.
Because there's only 3 categories.
Oh, I like this.
Hydrating, volumizing, and curling.
Okay, which one are you going for?
I'm gonna go for hydrating.
Me too.
Yes,
I'm hydrating.
Yeah.
She's brittle sometimes.
Same, right? Same. And what's really nice about this brand, they make it easy for you. Because, you know, if you try hair care, you can't just do one product.
Yeah.
You have to try a routine to really see the impact. So they make these cute little kits where you can actually...
Like, can you even deal with how cute this is? Man, this would look great with your shirt.
Oh, yes. So cute. They have these cute little kits, which, you know, are very friendly, fashion friendly, right? But also, this kit here, for example, comes with a shampoo, with a conditioner, and a hydrating mask.
Okay.
So you get the whole treatment. It's about like $70, so it's very affordable because you get all of those products.
It's definitely comparable for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you also have styling products as well, which are really, really simple.
Yeah.
They have lots of travel kits if you want to get minis just to try out.
Yeah.
So they make it easy for good Canadian hair care.
That is fantastic. And again, Montreal-based, fantastic. All right, we are moving on. We've got our hair covered, but now we're gonna go into the world of skincare.
Yes, we all like a little something different.
Yeah.
So the first step, we have Cole.
Okay.
So this was created by Dr. Jillian Cole, who's a naturopathic doctor. And she has a very simple system. I think there's about 5 products. And her travel kit, here, you actually get her cleansing balm. You know, I love a cleansing balm.
We love a balm.
You get her barrier protection serum, or essence, sorry. So the cleansing balm, barrier protection essence.
Ooh.
Yes, helps with the pH.
Oh, that's nice.
It is, right?
That is
It's a
really
nice
nice.
spray.
Yeah.
You gotta get the spray right.
Sometimes the sprays are a little aggressive,
"Oh."
and you're like, oh.
You get scared of it.
Yeah.
And then the repair cream.
That's fantastic.
so great for travel.
I love the fact that it's great for travel, and again, that's fantastic. Now, moving on, we always talk about this, I feel like, because it's something I need to remind myself of every single day. Sunscreen.
Sunscreen in the winter, in the spring, but it's still hard because I know there's some sunscreens that haven't left us with a good, you know, application or feel.
Especially for your face.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna change that. This is a Canadian brand out of the West Coast called Bloom.
Okay.
This is an SPF 50, broad spectrum, mineral sunscreen that's clean, vegan, cruelty-free, non-comedogenic, so it's not gonna make you break out.
Okay.
And it feels great. No white cast on the skin.
That's the thing. Sometimes the ones that are mineral leave that, you look like a ghost.
But look how thin that is.
Yeah.
Isn't that so nice? This is actually what I use on my kit. On my kids. My kids.
Yeah.
I forgot their names.
Yeah.
or what they are. So yeah, and it actually doesn't leave, it doesn't leave a white cast.
Yeah.
So even on my skin, I really love how it just blends in. And this Canadian skincare line focuses on acneic skin and sensitive skin. So you know, back in the day, we used to use really harsh ingredients to target that acne.
It was like when I was younger, it was just like dry your face out.
Yes, the more torture, the better, right? So they created a line of oils, creams, and cleansers that are more nourishing, focusing on the health of your skin.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and they created it for teens and tweens. Yeah. But as we know, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, acne comes back.
Yes, it does. So listen, I'm dealing with it right now. It's great.
Me too.
There's makeup going on.
I have acne that makeup couldn't even cover, right? So, yeah. So it's a really great line to shop.
That's fantastic. All right, what are we talking about right here?
Okay, this is another favorite line out of Canada. It's probably one of the biggest too. It's called Sahajin.
Okay.
And this line is in all the Sephoras, Detox Market, and it's the exclusive brand that you find. You know when you go into the hotels and you get those little skincare pouches?
Yeah.
At the Ritz.
Oh.
And the St. Regis.
Ooh la la.
Right?
Ooh la la.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's a good brand.
Yeah.
And what's neat about it is the founder, Lisa, she used to be a pharmaceutical exec.
Okay.
And one day she was a young mom, and you know, we work hard as young moms. You the best for your kids.
Yeah.
So when she came home, she found her kid in all these skincare products, and she got terrified.
Well, because you don't know, because some of them are too harsh and things like that. Yeah.
Exactly. Or the ingredients might not work. And so she created this beautiful line, right? Talk about a perfectionist mom.
I love this energy. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it combines like the science that we know in the West, but it also incorporates Ayurveda. This is Eastern science. It's been around for ages.
Yeah.
It's all about balancing the mind, the body, and the spirit.
Okay, right on.
So you know, like meditation,
Yeah.
yoga, that all comes from Ayurveda.
Okay, right on.
Right?
Yeah.
And so she's infused a lot of these incredible herbs and things that you should put on your body into these products.
Okay.
Right? So one of the favorites here is the Ayurvedic blend Radiance Serum.
Okay.
This is one of the best sellers.
Oh.
Right?
That's nice.
And it's not like traditionally, you get clear serums.
Yeah.
This is different because it does have some of that herb and Ayurvedic supplements and elements into it.
It smells really
Doesn't
good.
it?
Yeah.
But your skin becomes so radiant after using it, and it also helps with pigmentation, dark spots. So this is like one of their more popular ones,
Yeah.
and you can get this at any of their retailers.
Okay, fantastic.
If you do want to try their line, again, a few products, small products, they have a discovery collection.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that you get at sahajin.com.
Okay, fantastic.
I really am about trying out the entire line.
Yes, I am too.
Yes.
Totally. Now, real quick, let's chat about makeup, because
Okay.
makeup is tricky to find Canadian made.
You know what? It actually is trickier.
Yeah.
And so at the drugstore, we all love a good deal.
Yes.
Annabelle, Marcel, and Liz Wattier.
Oh.
They're sister brands.
Okay.
And they're Canadian.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
And they're also made in Canada.
Yeah.
And what's neat about it is that you get to save money.
Yeah.
One of my favorites from Annabelle is the Skinny Mascara. And
Okay.
you like it, see? Our audience is all nodding. They know about
I'm
it.
just learning about this. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that is the skinniest little mascara wand I've ever seen in my life.
It is perfect
Yeah.
for those under lashes.
Yes.
And also, as you know, we get older, if our eyes get a little bit more hooded, we
Yeah.
have smaller eyes, our makeup smudges.
Yes.
This is fantastic for getting rid of that. It's like those undercover cult babes.
Yes, I love this. This is fantastic. Shobana, great job. All Canadian. Great lines. We gotta take a quick break. We'll be right back.
That was great.
Inspired by Canada's beautiful coast, Owen Reeves takes us with him on his adventures in Newfoundland. Check it out.
Hi, Mary. Welcome to Cape Spear. I'm here in Newfoundland for a few days of hiking along the iconic East Coast Trail. It's world-renowned for incredible coastal views, beautiful fishing villages, and the occasional lighthouse or two. Now, I'm keen to earn that lobster supper, so let's hit the trail and get after it. To make sure your hike is enjoyable and safe, it's very important to make sure you're picking a route that matches your experience and fitness levels. Hiking trails are rated from easy to hard or strenuous. Easy trails are approachable for people of all fitness levels. They involve mostly flat terrain and are well marked. Today, we are on the Spout Path, which is rated as strenuous. This trail has highly varied, difficult terrain, lots of changes in elevation, and a longer distance. So it's really important that we have the right gear and enough time to finish this trail. Whenever I am out for a hike, there's always a few essentials that I throw in my pack. I've got a first aid kit, I've got my maps, I've got lots of water, and always tons of snacks. Hiking burns a lot of calories, and there's nothing worse than being hungry on the trail. Whenever you're out for a hike, how you dress can often make the difference between a great day and a miserable time. If you're hiking at high elevations, or like we are on the coast, you need to be prepared for dramatic and even dangerous changes in weather in really short periods of time. Best way to prep for that is to dress in layers. My basic setup is a merino wool base layer that will pull moisture away from my body, a mid layer that will offer some insulation, and an outer layer that will help block the wind and shed some light precipitation. It's also really important to always pack a raincoat, even if the weather looks great. The most important piece of kit for hiking is our footwear. You want something that is comfortable, supportive, and has a good stout sole so that you have traction in slippery and muddy conditions. And if you're hiking outside of the summer months, waterproof footwear is highly recommended. From coast to coast, Canada is blessed with some of the most incredible wild spaces in the whole world. And with a little planning and a little prep and a few steps, anyone can get out and enjoy them.
Wow, everybody, please welcome Owen Reeves. Owen, I was joking. I was like, all of this looks like you're standing in front of a fake background. It's so beautiful.
Right? That's all of Newfoundland. It's just you're standing behind a fake background, but it's real.
Yeah, but it's actually real. Okay, so that was absolutely fantastic. But you're going to take us to a couple of other coastal adventures people can do in Canada.
Yes, absolutely. And we're going to go to both coasts. We're going to get it all covered.
Okay, so first up, we're stopping off in Haida Gwaii.
Haida Gwaii, yeah. And this is somewhere I'm going next year.
Oh.
Very excited to go. So this is north of Vancouver Island. So this is I know, right? This is a chain of islands, very rugged, where you're getting the combination of coastline, but also the forests that you get on that western coast of BC. Incredible place for whale watching, as you can see. And this is also the home of the Haida people, who, of course, are world-renowned for totem poles. So there are still traditional villages in Haida Gwaii. It's a place that is still very rugged, and where you're going to be able to get a really amazing outdoorsy tourist experience. This is, I'm going to say, for the adventurous types. It's not right around the corner. It's decently up the coast in BC, but it's one of those places where you need to travel a little bit to find those kind of untouched spots. And an incredibly rich cultural heritage there too, which is amazing.
Absolutely, stunning. All right, we're sticking in BC for this next one, but we're going to Tofino.
Yeah.
What are we doing in Tofino?
So going a little bit south to Vancouver Island. So Tofino's on the northwest part of Vancouver Island, and this is a place. Actually, we got Ucluelet here, which is just south of Tofino. Beautiful communities there, and these are spots where there is surfing is one of the most popular activities out there. So again, if you're feeling adventurous, but these are also incredibly romantic spots. So if you're looking for amazing getaways, there are some incredible hotels, incredible hospitality out there. And one of the big activities that happens later on in the season is actually storm watching, where these incredibly dramatic storms come off the Pacific, and you can get a room in a hotel and watch these crazy storms roll in from the comfort of a 5-star hotel.
Owen, that sounds like my dream vacation.
I'm telling you. And again, you get the beautiful forests and those rugged coastlines that you get in BC. I love Vancouver Island. The whole island is amazing, and this is a really cool corner of it.
So good. That's amazing. All right, let's head back to the East Coast. We're going to Cape Breton Island. Cape Breton.
I think Cape Breton is one of my favorite places I've ever visited in Canada. And this is a spot, if you're looking for an incredible family road trip. So the Cabot Trail that goes basically all around Cape Breton Island is absolutely stunning. The Cape Breton Highlands National Park is there. So incredible hiking, sea kayaking, and really rugged wilderness where this is where a lot of settlers from Scotland that came over. So Gaelic is actually still spoken in Cape Breton.
Oh, cool.
And they also have Cayleys. So incredible place for live music, great place for seafood. And if you love the outdoors, and really interesting small communities, it's a stunning place to visit.
Oh my gosh, I feel like my itinerary for anywhere I'm going is growing by the second. Now, this next one I have been to, we're heading to Charlottetown, PEI.
Now, see? PEI is one of 2 provinces I haven't been to.
What?
I haven't been to Saskatchewan or PEI, so they're still on the list.
Okay.
But Charlottetown, I mean, a lovely, smaller city. And this is a place where the pace of life is maybe a little slower than it is in some other places in Canada. Incredibly picturesque towns where you have the colorful houses. Another incredible spot for live music. This is also one of the best places in Canada to go golfing. So if you're somebody who loves golfing, there are courses literally on the water, so you can have the ocean in the background when you're teeing off. And a great spot. I mean, if you were there for a week, I feel like you could tour a lot of Prince Edward Island. Charlottetown, I'm sure, is going to be a highlight, but a lovely place that's high on my list to visit.
It's fantastic, and they make my favorite cheese.
Oh my gosh.
No
Wow,
big
that's a big
deal.
claim. Mary's
That's a big
favorite
claim.
cheese?
Mary's favorite cheese from PEI. Oh, and thank you so much. That was awesome.
Love it.
That was
Thank
so
you.
great. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. That was so good. Where does Calgary's award-winning food writer Dan Clapson like to eat when he's in Vancouver? Let's check it out.
Now, when I land in Vancouver, the first thing I think of is having brunch. The city is famous for brunch, and the Fairmont waterfront and its restaurant Arc is certainly no exception to that. They have delicious breakfast food all week long, but their bottomless brunch on the weekends is a must try. So come with me and I'll show you all they have to offer here. Okay, this is probably not surprising, but I love having a mimosa with my brunch, and Arc does a really cool mimosa flight, and the flavor combinations are anything but typical. You can try things like pineapple and hibiscus are my favorite, rose and lychee. It's so good. Now, with the bottomless weekend brunch options, there are a ton of tasty dishes you can order here. You can order as many as you want. House-made biscuits with honey butter, lobster mac and cheese. I mean, who doesn't want that for brunch? Braised brisket and sweet potato with pickled peppers. Sleeper hit if you ask me. And the croissant baked with mascarpone cheese is a true star. If you're carnivorous like I do, you'll probably love the bone marrow and soft scrambled eggs too. Now let's head over to Chinatown and try a fun spot for lunch. All right, now we are here at Didi Mao, which is a contemporary Vietnamese restaurant in Vancouver's Chinatown. It was opened 7 years ago as a small banh mi shop. It grew into this bricks and mortar, and they do some amazing takes on Vietnamese dishes. I've traveled Vietnam. I love Vietnamese food, so let's go in and try some delicious food. Obviously, Vancouver is a city famous for its Asian food scene, so it's hard to pick just one place in the segment, but I love Vietnamese food, so Didi Mao in Chinatown is the lunch spot for me. The wings are really famous here, as are the fried sticky rice appetizer with the Chinese sausage and the fried egg, but I really love the golden bassa roll. This is an homage to a famous dish of Hanoi, chak a la vong. It's made with dill, herbs, turmeric marinated bassa. It's delicious and beautiful. Now, the short rib pho beef dip is also a must-try too. The sandwich is huge, and you dip it in the pho broth. It is like messy and delicious in the best way possible, and make sure to sip on the mango sticky rice drink before you head on to your next stop. And now it's time for dinner. We are going to check out Celine, which is one of the hot spots in Vancouver. It's an Aegean restaurant, so if you're craving Mediterranean flavors, this is it. Let's go see what they have to offer. It's no surprise that Vancouver has no shortage of hot new buzzworthy restaurants, and Celine is the talk of the town. The contemporary Aegean restaurant serves up vibrant dishes like chili lemon, feta stuffed olives, a stunning take on classic Greek salad, or horiatiki as the Greeks would call it. Really, really delicious mussels. Ooh, I'm still thinking about those. And a beautiful branzino with roasted grapes and grape leaf tremula. It's honestly so delicious. They do a really fun take on a dirty martini as well, using a seaweed-infused gin from Vancouver Island called Sheringham Seaside. It's my favorite gin in Canada, and also a house-infused caper leaf vodka. Now, I am pretty full, but I still have room for a little bit more. Our last stop of the night is a vinyl listing bar. It's called Bar Gobo. It's owned by chef Andrea Carlson. She is the only Michelin-starred female chef in the entire country. Her restaurant, Burdock & Co. is famous even beyond Vancouver, but this is a more casual spot. Great wines, great cocktails, amazing small plates. I couldn't think of a better way to end my little trip to Vancouver than going here, so let's head inside. Now, at its base, Bar Gobo is a vinyl listening bar, so that means the room has been fitted to absorb sound properly, hear sound properly. They have really good quality speakers to play records specifically. This concept's getting more and more popular across Canada, but Bar Gobo is special because it's owned by chef Andrea Carlson, so they pour funky wines, martinis, Negronis, and have a bunch of clever snacks. I like the fried sesame balls with chicken liver mousse and guava jam, but the baked West Coast oyster with nettles and coconut lying sauce is like oyster Rockefeller reimagined, and it's so good. Order 2. You will not regret it.
Everybody welcome Dan Clapson. Dan, oh my gosh, what an absolute delight. Okay, so that was like, I feel like were you ever not full?
Well, that's the story of my life, honestly.
Yeah.
I was saying off camera, it's not out of context for me to eat that much most days.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I am hungry now, so this is kind of good timing.
This is perfect. Now, okay, I'm very excited because in honor of Pride Month, you're highlighting some incredible LGBTQ plus restaurants all across Canada.
Yes.
Okay, that's amazing.
There we go.
We love that.
Clap for that.
All right, where are we starting off?
Well, first, I just want to mention that there's not very many queer-owned restaurants and bars across Canada. Of course, there's nightclubs, but to actual sit-down eateries, there's not very many. So, we talk about diversity a lot, and it's important, I think, for younger queer people to see what they can attain in the food industry, and I think that these places are a really great example of that.
Oh, that's amazing. We love that. Okay, so we're starting off
Victoria.
In Victoria.
Yeah.
We're going back to BC.
Yes,
you
we
can't
are.
have enough of it.
Exactly. So this is a cocktail from a restaurant bar called Friends of Dorothy.
Okay.
They have 2 locations, one in Victoria, one in Kelowna. The Victoria one's special because they partner with a local restaurant called Hank's. So they have, you know, sometimes gay bars don't have the best food. But here, they have delicious house-made pastas, really delicious appetizers, and amazing cocktails. So this is a no place like home drink. It's
I love that.
Yeah, it's beautiful and purple.
Yeah.
Made with yuzu, grapefruit. It's shaken with some Empress gin. And Empress gin, it's that color-changing gin. It's actually made on Vancouver Island outside of Victoria.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so first off, while we cheers to this,
Cheers.
tell me a little bit the name of this this bar.
So Friends of Dorothy, this was a saying years ago. It's good, right? Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
That's what we like.
She punchy. yeah.
Delicious. That's great. I'll finish that after. But anyway, so Friends of Dorothy was sort of like a code phrase back in the day. If I was, let's say, if I was interested in you and we didn't know if each other were queer, I'd say, you Friends of Dorothy, and you'd say yes or no.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So
It was
if
a
someone
bit of a
says that
code.
to you, now you know.
Yeah, now you know. That's fantastic. All right, I love it. Now we're going to move a little bit, actually, to your home province.
Yes.
We're going to Alberta. Where are we going?
We are going to Foo's Repair Shop. This is a restaurant in Edmonton. It's owned by Chef Winnie Chen, and she does really amazing things with contemporary Chinese food. Yeah, super fun room.
Yeah.
Very vibey for cocktails and late night eats or midnight eats,
Yeah.
whatever you want. Like mid-evening eats.
Yeah.
This is a spin on a famous Western Chinese dish from Edmonton. It's typically peaches and cream and prawns. This is called peachy shrimp. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't want to freak you out, but there
Okay.
are canned peaches in here.
Okay.
And
I'm
condensed
intrigued.
milk.
Okay.
And prawns, among other things. So some lotus chips here.
Okay.
Some prawn crackers. Let's go for a little bite. Oh, that's a little bit big. I'm going to steal my...
That's really good.
It's kind of like the sweet, sour, crunchy.
That's really good. The texture in that. Oh my gosh, that's really good. When you said canned peaches, I was like, I don't know about this,
No.
but this is really good.
I was scared my first time too, but now I'm going in for a second bite. There we go.
This is absolutely fantastic.
I love it. All the
so that's in
textures.
Edmonton? Great job.
Amazing place to check out.
Edmonton's so good. All right, now we are moving into where we currently
Where we are.
Toronto. Yeah,
Love
where are we
Toronto.
going in Toronto? Yeah.
And obviously, Toronto is a city epicenter of queer culture and community here. This is from Hair of the Dog, so very, very famous pub on Church Street. This is their iconic fish and chips. So, you know, if you're feeling tired during Pride, this might be a good pick-me-up. Or pre-game.
A pre-game. Always a good thing. Now, we just saw some pictures of dogs, so it's a dog-friendly bar?
Yes, dog-friendly bar as well. You know, not all places will allow dogs.
Oh my gosh.
So cute.
That's what my husband Aaron and I would call a person in a dog suit, because it looks like a little person. Yeah.
So yeah, it's great for many reasons. It's known for being a community hub in the area.
Yeah.
And again, with the Pride Parade coming up, that'd be a great place to go.
That's fantastic, and a great patio.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay,
Should we
wait.
try
I'm
the
going
fish
to.
and
Yeah,
chips?
let's get in. I'm going to use my hands
Okay.
because we're
Okay, let's do
just
that.
going for it. Okay, let's do. Oh my gosh! And then I'm dipping it into this slaw.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just for fun. Okay,
And
cool.
this was delivered like right before the show, so this is like hot off the
Real
grill.
crunchy. Oh my gosh, damn.
That's great.
That is a good fish and chips.
Yum.
You know what that's good for? You're right. This is a good, as I'd say in university, pregame, or a good like after the night.
The day after, and with some Hair of the Dog.
How fantastic! I'm picking up what we're putting down. All right, now let's head all the way out to the East Coast. Where are we going?
So this is a dish from Real Fake Meats. It's a very popular plant-based diner out there. Chef Lauren Marshall and her wife Kim Carson own it. They do delicious takes on fun, like sandwiches, burgers, and whatnot. And this is her take on a vegan donair. Halifax donair is famous, obviously.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is sort of like a lighter, I don't want to say healthier version, because there's still some coconut-based donair sauce on top.
Nice.
The recipe, I think that the Good Stuff has is going to be using the donair spice with smoked tofu, but
yum.
they do make their own donair meat with seitan there instead.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So this one's based in you got to have a donair. It's the classic late night
really
Halifax
is. It
snack.
really is.
For sure. All right, shall we dig into this one?
Yes. You want to go for the wrap?
I'm
going to
go for the wrap.
Okay.
You're giving me the tricky one. I love
I'm just
this
gonna
energy.
go for yeah. There we go. I'm gonna go for one strip
Okay.
of the tofu.
I'm still working on this. Also, fish and chips. It's so good. Okay, here we go. Let's do it.
I mean, come on. It's so good.
That is
One more.
out of control. The tofu works so
It's
well.
delicious.
That coconut donair sauce, I would say.
I'm gonna dip
I
it
like
in
that
here.
better than a
There we go.
regular donair sauce.
I'll agree with you, actually.
No
That's
big
right.
deal. This is fantastic. So many great restaurants. I love the fact that we're highlighting, like you said, there's not a lot of LGBTQ plus owned
really isn't.
restaurants, and celebrating them, especially this month, but all year long. You get some delicious food, you get to meet some people in your community, and it's absolute delight.
Exactly.
Dan, thank you so much
Thanks
for
for
taking
having
us
me.
on this tour. That was so good. Happy Pride, Dan.
You too.
We gotta take a break. We'll be right back. So good. back to the show, a Canadian pop icon and a vocal powerhouse. Together, they've just released their incredible new single, Body. Please welcome the two and only Shawn Desman and Jamie Fine.
Wow, you did the whole
Yes! Oh my gosh, what a delight it is having you both back.
It's so great to be here.
I was gonna say season 1 to season 2, we're
I
doing
told you,
it.
we need more Mary Berg in our
Oh my
lives.
gosh, Shawn.
We do.
You two are such an absolute delight. Well, honestly, it is so great to see you both. You've both been here separately, now together, better than ever. I'm
Yes.
loving it so much. Now, before we go any further, I want to take a quick look at a little bit of a clip. Let's take a
Okay.
look. Yeah.
Home, I'm listening to this song and I'm like, I think Jamie should do this song with me. And so I called her and I was like, hey, you know that song we did today? I think you should do the song with me. And she said, hell the yeah. So you guys are hearing it here first. Body comes out March 21st.
What a moment. What an amazing moment. What was it like hearing that reaction live to this collaboration?
It was pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
It was at her show actually here in Toronto,
Yeah.
and I didn't really know what people were gonna think
Yeah.
or say and whatever. But I think now that the song is out and it's doing so well, we're so blessed. It was like the most added song at Canadian radio when it came out. Like just amazing.
Yeah.
Huge. And it's been really magical doing everything with Jamie and getting to work with her,
Yeah.
getting to know her. Like honestly, this is like real. This is like a real friendship.
I was
like,
gonna
we
drop
love
on his
each other.
back to come out. And your people said no.
I have to stand behind this line back there. They're so strict.
We are strict, but I will say, both of you, upon like the first time I met each of you, it's just the most real, delightful, true, wonderful vibes. So I can't imagine
Feel the
a better
same
pair.
thing about you.
Oh my gosh, guys.
We do, really.
This is a nice interview. No, Jamie,
You can pay me later, Berg.
Jamie, what did it feel like when Shawn and you kind of brought it all together?
It was beautiful. It's kind of, I mean, I know that it's a moment that I will always remember in my career, but writing the song from top to bottom has just been a pleasure working with him and his team. And it helped that the song ended up being so good, but we're having so much fun promoting this.
much fun.
It's bananas how much fun you're having.
Yeah.
I want to talk about it.
You
Because
want to talk about the aerobics videos?
I want to talk about all of the videos. We've got the grocery store video. We got the aerobics video.
Yeah.
Now, Body, it's just a banger. It's such a great feel-good song. It's so great. But the thing that I feel like, I mean, I know this about you too. You're funny.
Yes.
You're funny and you're having
I
fun
actually
with
have
this
a
promo.
side hustle as like a comedian.
As a comedian, 100%. Shawn Desman, Canada's best comedian.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes, yeah. What is it about promoting this song in this way on social with these kind of skits and things you're doing? What is it about that helps kind of connect to fans?
It's like not taking yourself too seriously.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like there's so much going on in the world right now, and people just want to feel good.
Yes.
People want to laugh, people want to feel good, and I'm like, let's do that.
Yeah.
But then the music video is real sexy.
It is.
See me.
That's,
right?
I mean, Pastor Shawn, you
It's
can't
baby
do it.
making. It's baby making. It's for baby making.
I know, we go from, it's the social promotion versus
Yeah.
the video.
Yeah.
Little different vibe.
Little
We
different
wanted
vibe.
to give everybody a little bit of a,
Yeah.
Heads up.
A little bit of something.
Yeah, there we go.
Something.
Well, listen, I love it. Jamie and Shawn, thank you so much for being here today. Huge congrats on the song.
Our
It is an
pleasure. Thank you for having us.
absolute pop. Everybody, make sure you go stream Body right now. It's a banger. That's our show for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time for more good stuff. Nice, so fun.